Hi everyone, my name is Jaime and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I make videos about knitting, fiber arts and all that jazz, and if that is interesting to you, feel free to check out my channel, subscribe if you like, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jaime_creates. I post heaps on there. I also have a Patreon if you wanted to support me. The link will be in the description. I do exclusive content, a monthly patron podcast, pattern discount codes and more, so you can click the link in the description if you'd like to support me there. No pressure at all. 2023 has been genuinely one of the wildest years of my life. I really didn't expect that going into this year. I thought it was just gonna be just a normal another year of just running my business. But everything changed in January because I landed a book deal, which was completely unexpected and not at all on my 2023 bingo card. But by the end of January, all of a sudden my whole kind of plan for the year had just completely changed. And yeah, that ended up being a huge part of my year. It's pretty much all I've worked on all year, which will be reflected in this video, but I obviously did knit other things other than just my book patterns. So I thought it would be still really fun to do a yearly roundup. I really enjoy doing these videos. I think it's fun to kind of just look back on the year, see everything that I made and kind of reminisce and look back. I think it's cute and nostalgic and wholesome and a good way to kind of wrap up the year and kind of have everything consolidated in one place, because I've probably shown all these pieces at some point in my knitting podcast that I do, but obviously that's a lot of content to consume to see all these projects. So having everything in one video I feel is a nice kind of easy way to see everything that I've made. I do just want to flag I'm currently filming this on December 1st because I'm about to go on a trip for most of December and I didn't want to have to rush film this and edit this at the end of the year when I'm gonna be jet lagged and tired and celebrating New Year's Eve and whatnot, and I just wanted to pre-record a few videos to upload while I'm away, so this is one of them. So it's not technically going to be everything I knit this year because I do plan on doing quite a bit of knitting on my trip. So yeah, it's close enough, 11 months out of the year, could be worse. Who knows how much knitting I'm actually going to get done on my trip. I hopefully plan on just finishing a lot of projects because I feel I have quite a few active whips on the needles right now, but also knowing me, I'm probably going to start something new. So I'm just going to show you everything that I've made this year so far, which is hopefully, pretty much everything that I will end up having made all year. I'm filming this clip after filming the video and I just thought I'd insert it in because I fully meant to say this and then completely forgot. But I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer before I get into showing all the pieces, because I feel it's necessary to say, because I don't want anyone to feel I don't want this video to impact anyone in a negative way. I am a full-time fiber artist. I am a knitwear designer. I've written a book this year. This is what I spend literally all my time doing. So that is why I'm able to make so many things, and also 18 of these pieces alone were just for my book, and then everything else was either other patterns I was designing or personal projects and test knits and whatnot. But I am able to complete so many projects because a lot of them are chunky knits and are quicker to produce, and also because I have a lot of time. This video is in no way intending to make anyone feel like they should be knitting as much as I do, or that they should feel bad if they haven't knit as much as I have, because everyone is able to knit different amounts. I feel like I've knit a lot less than I did last year, but I actually had so much more time to knit this year. I haven't counted yet, so I actually have no idea if I've done more or less this year than I did last year, but I think it's important to say. And yeah, please don't watch this video and then think, oh my goodness, I'm not knitting enough, I'm so slow, anything negative about yourself if you knit less than me. It's not a competition. It's really, I don't make these videos to be showing off how much I've knit. It's really just to show you everything I've made. It's not even about how many there are. Even if I'd only made 5 things this year, I'd probably still make this video. So that's absolutely not my intention. But if watching a video like this does kind of evoke those feelings in you, even if it's not feelings that you intend to feel, but you just know that when you see someone who's knitting a lot of things, it makes you feel bad about yourself, I'd probably recommend not watching this video. Please know that's really not my intention. But yeah, if you know that you're kind of prone to feeling that way, I don't want to make you feel that way, and I really don't intend to, and I hope that you can still watch this video without feeling that way. But if you know that you're not capable of doing that, then this might not be the right video for you to watch. But yeah, this is really just about celebrating and looking back on the year and not about comparing to anyone else, because that's just not, there's no point in doing that. It doesn't achieve anything. We don't want negative energy. So just thought I would put that disclaimer in here. I don't think this is a normal amount of things to knit in a year. It's very abnormal and very circumstantial to my job and whatnot. So yeah, currently I'm looking at my bed, which has everything sorted into categories. Everything is folded and stacked really nicely. I'm not expecting it to look like that by the end of this video. I've taken a before pic, so maybe I'll insert that here so you can see what it looks like. And then at the end of the video, I'll insert an after pic of what it looks like at the end, because I'm not expecting anything to look remotely nice and neat. The way that I've categorized it is, okay, I'm just like looking at it. So I've got 2 piles for all my book samples. I've got my pattern tests, my like smaller knits like socks and stuff. I've got my knit tanks like summer knits. I've got my samples for other patterns that I wrote this year. Spoiler alert, there's only 2 patterns, and random other projects that don't really fall into any of those categories. So that's kind of how we're gonna go through it. I don't even know what order to do things in. Like I could try and do this in chronological order for everything I knitted, you know, at the start of the year to the end of the year, but it's just not gonna happen. Like, I don't remember, and I'm not bothered to look. So I might just kind of go down the line and just do everything more or less as I see fit. Okay, so we're gonna start off just because it's right in front of me. We're gonna start off with the samples for the patterns that I released this year, which was only 2 patterns, but I did do 2 samples for one of them. I actually technically did 2 samples for the other one, but I'm pretty sure I did the first sample last year, or like the very end of the year, so that one doesn't count. So we're gonna start off with my Aviva wrap top, which is my most recent pattern that I just released. I did 2 different versions, one with short sleeves, one with long sleeves. This is the short sleeve version. So cute, stunning. Showing you the back. And I knitted this using 2 strands of the Woolenworks lace suri silk, and the colorways were Together Again and Ice. I'm obsessed with it. I really could go on for days about this pattern. This is the long sleeve version. It looks so funny when you're not wearing it, just because like the cross bits like kind of go out. It doesn't look like that when it's on. It obviously crosses over properly, and also because of all the elastic that I've used. Like I've used elastic for this one as well. I've used it in the back neck, and I've used it at the bottom, just to help with like really like cinching in the waist and the neck and making sure it doesn't stretch. But yeah, this was knitted in Ching Fiber Melted Baby Suri, which is one of my favorite yarns to work with. This colorway as well is just like stunning. It's called, I don't know if it's lapine or lapine, I'm still not sure. I think it's like a French word, but this is the colorway. I don't know how well, let me see, I don't know how well this is showing up on camera, but it's like pink with these like gorgeous neon speckles, and it's honestly one of the most pretty colorways I think I've ever worked with. Definitely one of my favorite things I've ever designed. Like I just feel like I'm really proud of this one. So yeah, the pattern is out, as I said, if you want to knit one for yourself. Obviously a link will be in the description to my shop and all the places you can buy my patterns. The other pattern I released this year, which I released back in April, so I took a good break between the 2 pattern releases for obvious reasons, is the Josephine vest, which was a kind of follow-up to the Josephine jumper, which I released last year. And the Josephine vest has proven to be a very popular design, especially in comparison to the jumper. I don't know what people have against the jumper, because I love it, but the vest seems to really capture people's attention a little bit more, which is totally fine. But yeah, this is, I don't know if you can tell because it's like, I'm gonna try and like make sure that you can see, but yeah, it's got a beautiful lace detailing on the front and the back. So yeah, this is the Josephine vest. I knitted this one using Woolenworks, once again, Woolenworks fingering suri this time, not the lace suri. And I used less than 1 skein for this. I think the reason that this pattern has been so popular is because it is a pretty much 1 to 2 skein project. I'm pretty sure if it's from size extra small to extra large, you only need 1 skein of this yarn, or any kind of standard fingering weight 100 gram skein. And then all the other sizes, you only need 2 skeins. So especially considering this is a hand-dyed yarn, it's a very affordable project. Like knitting this will cost you the same as knitting a pair of socks using hand-dyed yarn. And I think that a whole vest I feel like it's more justifiable even to spend that money on, you know, making a vest than it is to make socks, because I feel like in my mind, I'm like, wow, every time I knit a pair of socks with hand-dyed yarn, I'm like, that is like the most expensive pair of socks I'm ever gonna have. But yeah, anyway, so I think that's also what's been a huge kind of drawing card for a lot of people to make this design and to use the Wool & Works yarn, because it is one of the more affordable projects that you can make with hand-dyed yarn. So I really, really love that. It was not on purpose. I couldn't believe that the yarn just goes so far and you can really get so much out of it. It is cropped, so if you did, I'll show you, like, yeah, it is cropped. This is kind of where my pants are sitting, if you can see. So if you did want to add length, it's very easy to do that, but obviously that will use more yarn. So it really just depends, but if you're going to make it the length as written in the pattern, or even like somewhere around there, you should be able to get away with one skein, unless you're making one of the bigger sizes, and then yeah, 2 skeins will be enough. So I really, really love this design. I'm really proud of it, and I'm really happy that so many people have resonated with it. And yeah, also I didn't mention what colorway this is. This is the colorway Bluebird. I don't think it's available anymore. It's from her Bright Birds collection from last year, but it's just like a really pretty tonal. Moving on to the next pile, I'm going to show you all of the knit tanks, or like summer knits, that I've done this year, which have been quite a few. So first up is the outline tank that I made. It's so cute. This is also actually a 1 skein project. I used almost an entire skein, so I did use more yarn than the Josephine vest, but yeah, I still managed to get away with using only 1 skein. And this is by Jessie May, and the yarn is from Wool & Works again. Sorry, that's gonna come up a lot because Chloe and I are very close friends and I use her yarn a lot, so prepare for a trend. But yeah, this is the Wool & Works sock yarn in the colorway Fairy Looking, which is one of my favorite colorways that she's done, and this was one of the very first sample skeins that she did of this colorway, so very special. And this pattern is really cool. As you can see, it's got like this cool drop stitch kind of, I don't know how well you can see, it's hard to tell. If I put my hand here, I feel like you can see it better, but cool like drop stitch detail that goes all the way throughout the whole outline. Okay, next up is one that I feel like I've been talking about non-stop in probably every single video that I've made recently, but this is my Lost Tank by Friday Knits, also in Wool & Works yarn, and this is the colorway Just Beach from her Barbie collection. This is also her Barbie merch, if you didn't realize. So repping the Barbie everything right now. But yeah, this is the Lost Tank by Friday Knits. It's this gorgeous ribbed 2x1 rib. I hope you can see. Once again, I can't really tell how well you can see this. Yeah, I think you should be able to tell. Yeah. So it's this gorgeous 2x1 ribbed tank that fits me literally like a dream. This is definitely one of my favorite things I've knit all year, purely because of the colorway, but also just because of how well the tank fits me, and I am really keen to make another one. It honestly took me so quick. I feel like I just flew through this because I don't know if it was because of the pattern or because of the colorway. I think it was probably the colorway, because I was just like obsessed with looking at it. I couldn't stop. I couldn't put it down, even on, I think it was 3mm needles that I knitted this on. So yeah, it's honestly so nice. I took a lot of length off the pattern, so I actually only used just over 1 skein, I'm pretty sure. So I have quite a bit left over, so we'll see what ends up happening with this. But yeah, that's this one. I feel like I've talked about it to death recently, so I'm not gonna go on for too long, but definitely one of my favorites from the year. Another Jessie May pattern, another recent make. This is my, oh, you can see where I've folded it. I feel like this yarn, like when you fold it, it doesn't like relax back to what it looked like before easily. But anyway, this is my mini mock neck by Jessie May, which I feel like has been a very popular pattern this year. It came out a few months ago during the American summer. I knitted this using Filcolana Arwetta, which I got on my trip to Scandinavia a couple of months ago, and it's a really nice yarn. I don't know, it's really soft and it was really nice to knit with, and I love this color so much. I feel like I really don't have anything in my knit wardrobe in this color, so that's kind of what drew me to it. It's like this, like, I don't know if it's like raspberry or like just it's giving berries. I don't know why I'm like getting a berry vibe from this color, but it's really pretty, and yeah, I love it. It's like a nice statement piece. When I wear it, I feel really, really cute. And it's a really great pattern. So I would highly recommend. It was such a just like mindless, quick and easy knit. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, but you kind of can't go wrong, to be honest. Another basic knit that is also one of my favorite makes from this year is my Camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is also, once again, guess which yarn I'm using. Also Woolen Works yarn. No one is surprised at all at this point. This is, once again, the Woolen Works sock yarn in the colorway Ice, which is one of my favorite colorways as well. It's just such a pretty tonal. And this pattern is honestly, like, I could talk to death about this pattern. It's just so nice. Like, it's so pretty. I feel like also I just knitted this like so neatly, like my tension. It looks store-bought, which was really the goal for this knit. And I'm just obsessed with this detailing on the sleeves and the neck trim, where you can see how how it's sewed down. I think it just gives it such a beautiful clean finish, and I just love wearing this. I feel like I have to make another one, but it just took so long to make that I just don't know if I have it in me. So I'll have to see if like the right colorway comes around, and if I'm like, okay, I just have to have a Cami 9 in that colorway. Maybe I'll do it at some point next year, ready for next summer, but I just don't know if I have it in me to do it like this summer, which is like now. So yeah, well, it's actually officially the first day of summer here because it's December 1st, so yay for summer. And of course, in true Melbourne fashion, I'm wearing a jumper because it's not warm at all, but then in like a few days it's gonna be really hot, so classic. I could go on and on about this pattern. The main thing I'm just really proud of, and also why it took so long, is because I knitted it English style, which is just not like me. I don't do it often. But when I want to have like really, really good, nice, neat tension, especially with like such small yarn where I really want it to look like it was bought in a store, then I kind of have no choice but to knit English style, just because my continental style, I just get really, really fast, and then my tension just sometimes isn't the most consistent, and I just felt that doing it English style was the way to go, and it was a very good choice, because I look at this and I'm like, did I knit this? Like, it just doesn't look like my tension at all, because it's not what I'm used to. But yeah, and even like these, like the trims were knit on 2mm needles. So like, I'm just waiting for you to give me a round of applause, because 2mm needles, that is tiny, so small. I kept feeling like I was gonna break them in half in like 2 seconds. So yeah, this was definitely a labor of love, but I really, really enjoyed making it, and I really enjoy wearing it, so no complaints here. Okay, this next one is a little bit shameful. I think I attempted to make these shorts like 3 times, and it didn't work any of the times, and this was like the only time I actually finished them, but even then it still just didn't work out at all. So I forgot that I even had these. I forgot that I even made them until I was going through my cupboard and just like picking out everything, and I was like, oh, I did make those in January. That is this year, and I feel like I have to include them, because not everything I include in this video has to be everything that I'm proud of. It's everything I made, and sometimes things don't work out. So these are the shorts I attempted to make. You might be thinking they don't look that bad, but I can assure you they do not fit at all like I wanted them to. You also might be like, what is that weird stripe? Dye lots. I ran out of yarn, and then I found a yarn store that was stocking this yarn, but of course the dye lot wasn't the same. So that's that. Like, look at that random, it like changes and then changes again. I don't even know. It's not great. And like this is this cute drawstring, and like it should have worked. It should have been cute, but of course I used a DK weight yarn when I was supposed to use a fingering weight yarn. So it's completely and utterly my fault. I have so much fingering weight yarn now, but I still feel like I don't have enough of any of them in like one colorway to make these shorts again. And I honestly feel like I'm just so traumatized by making these shorts that just might be a lost cause. Like I just might never have these shorts, and that's okay. And like maybe I'll make a different pair of shorts using a different pattern at some point. It's also not the pattern's fault, it's totally my fault. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like this pattern is kind of doomed. I didn't even say which pattern it is. I don't even know if I want to, because I feel like I don't want to curse the pattern even more, but just in case you were curious, it is the So Summer Shorts by Jessie May. So great pattern, really well written, for fingering weight yarn, which I did not use. And I'm pretty sure the first time I attempted it, well, the first 2 times I attempted it, I was using worsted weight yarn, so that was even worse. I don't know what was going through my head. I thought I could make it work. Obviously I couldn't. I don't know, I was just being super naive. So anyway, absolute rip. I haven't had it in me to unravel them, but I probably should and like use this yarn for something else, but they're not even all the same dye lots, so it's like so annoying. But maybe I'll have to like alternate skeins or something. But yeah, maybe I'll unravel them. Maybe they'll just end up in the graveyard forever. I don't know. Very sad. Okay, moving on to the next pile, which is my like accessories or like smaller projects. So I'm gonna show you the 2 pairs of socks that I made and the 1 little scarf that I made. These were all fairly recent projects, so I definitely talked about them in the last couple of videos. But yeah, these are my first proper pair of socks that I actually made and like that fit me and work, and I wear them literally all the time. I'm not even gonna show you them too close because they're probably a bit yuck because I wear them so much. These are the Ruffle socks by Petite Knit. So you can see they have these cute little ruffles on the cuffs, which I really love. It's a really cute detail, but it was an absolute pain to knit, and I will not be doing it again. But it was cute, and I'm glad I did it, but I'm not doing it again. And the yarn is, drumroll please, Wool Works. Oh god, I literally sound like an ad for Wool Works at this point, but I don't even care. I have no shame. So this is the sock yarn again, actually being used for socks. It's a miracle. And this is the colorway Pink Petal Pie, which is also just such a slay and such a pretty colorway. So yeah, I'm really proud of these socks, and I'm gonna stop just like waving them around like crazy person. But yeah, very happy with these, wear them all the time, love them. Not much else to say. And then my second pair of socks were kind of an adapted version of the Ruffle socks. I just did like a ribbed cuff. I've added elastic to it, but you can see instead of the ruffles, and then I just made them a bit longer as well than the first ones that I made, and then I just used the pattern just to knit the rest of the socks because I already had the pattern, so I figured I may as well, rather than buying a new pattern when I could just change it to a ribbing. It's pretty easy. The ribbing looks a bit funny right now, but that's because I added elastic just to make it a little bit more kind of snug and so that it won't stretch with wear. This yarn is from Superglow Fiber, which is not Wool Works for once. This is the colorway Dreamsicle. It's so pretty, just like this beautiful orange speckle situation. When I saw the colorway, I was like, I just have to have that. But yeah, love these socks as well. Been wearing them heaps. I find that they match a lot more things in my wardrobe than I expected that they would. I'm really loving wearing the fun socks. Like, it's different for me. I feel like normally I'm pretty boring with socks. So this has been a new fun addition to my wardrobe, and I'm excited to make more pairs of socks in 2024. I'm assuming there'll be a lot more than 2 pairs when I do this video next year. And then we have my Sophie scarf by Petite Knit as well. I'll put it on for you. You guys are lucky, you're getting 1 try on. I think, no, I got like this first. So this is how I'm wearing it, because I did this shorter version but adapted it a little bit, and then I blocked the shit out of it and like stretched it to the farthest point so that it would be long enough. I look like a cute little Scandi girl when I wear it. Maybe she'll get somewhere next winter. Maybe she won't. Maybe I'll give it to my mum. I don't know. But this was a fun little project. I did it on like a bus ride. I talked a bit about it in my last podcast. I used the Cardiff cashmere, I think it's just called. This is the only thing I've ever knit in 100% cashmere. And it is so soft and so lovely and beautiful and just a dream to knit. It's so expensive. For a 50 gram skein, I'm like, I don't know if I can continue knitting with cashmere ever again. But it was a nice little treat for this project. And oh, it does feel so nice. So I understand. It's really cute. This pattern is like, I mean, if you don't know this pattern, I'm quite surprised, but if you haven't, it's just a scarf with garter stitch, some increases, some decreases, an I-cord edge. It's very easy. This would be a great gift if you are someone who knits gifts for people, even if it's not Christmas, because I'm sure by the time I'm uploading this, it'll be after Christmas probably, or if not after Christmas, very close to Christmas. But if you need a last minute gift, if this happens to be before Christmas, if you need a last minute gift, this is a good one because it's a really quick knit. But also, you know, maybe for someone's birthday, something like that, or for yourself. It's a very cute pattern, and a good little stash buster as well. So the next pile is my pattern test that I did this year. There are only 2, which is pretty low for me. I feel like I normally do a lot more than that, but for obvious reasons, I didn't really have the time this year for pattern testing, but I did manage to get one in at the start of the year and one in more recently after I finished my book. So I will show you those. The first one I did back in like, I think it was around February or March. This is the Better Days cardigan by Cara. And it's probably one of the most beautiful color combinations I've ever done. I'm honestly in love with it, and I definitely need to wear this one more. It's actually really nice, kind of like summer night knit, so maybe I'll bring this with me on my trip and I can wear it if the weather's not too hot, or at night if it cools down a little bit. This is kind of like a nice one to just throw over. I didn't add buttons to it, but I'm pretty sure the pattern does include instructions for buttons. I'm really struggling to like hold this one properly because it's like a bit bigger than everything else that I've shown so far. The yarn I used was Hip Knit Shop fluff yarn, and I don't remember the colorway names. Really sorry. They're probably on my Instagram. I should probably check. Okay, I used the shades Candy Pop Pink for the pink, Blooming Lilac is the purple, and Peach Cream is this like peachy orange color. I just love how these look together, and it's giving candy stripes, so love that for me. I used 2 strands held together for this pattern because that's what it called for, which makes it like super extra chunky. I'm pretty sure I knit this on like 15mm needles. It probably took me like a day or 2 to make, so it just flew off the needles because it's top down, worked all in one piece. No seams. What more could you want, honestly? I'm really happy I managed to get this test knit in before I did all the book samples. And then this other pattern test I did more recently for Brenda is the String of Hearts jumper, and I used some leftover skeins that I had from Cardigan to make this. It's a gorgeous v-neck and also a really good stash buster. I think I used like just over 1 skein of each, or like something along those lines. So I just had a bunch of extra skeins laying around, and it was a great use of those skeins. And I really just love how these like bright pastels look together, and this really pretty little heart color work that's super easy to do all throughout. Very cute, and of course love the v-neck. Definitely didn't get to wear this one very much this year, if at all. I don't remember if I wore it at all because I made it in like August, September, and then I went on my trip, and then I came back, and it's like probably not been cold enough to wear it since then. Like, it's been cold, but it hasn't been like chunky knits cold, especially because I don't really leave the house very much. So yeah, I honestly, at this stage, I only really leave the house if it's warm. Like, I'm not leaving the house if it's cold. Like, I'm sorry. I just refuse. So yeah, the chunky knits haven't had as much wear in the last couple of months, but I'm really hoping to get some more wear out of this next year because it is really, really cute. Okay, the next pile that I have also only has 2 knits, and that is miscellaneous, I guess. So I'll just show you both of them and then we'll get into the book patterns. So first up we have the top that I made for the Harry Styles concert in February. I made this the day before the concert, last minute outfit change. I don't even remember if I had an outfit plan and then I changed it, or if I just was like, wait, I have nothing to wear, and then decided to make this. But yeah, I had like about a skein left of this yarn from something else that I'll show you later, one of the book samples. It's the Wool in the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool in the shade Glow Up Cream. And I had just enough to make the game set match top by Cara. And then I thought I'd make it more Harry related by doing some surface crochet, which I didn't even really know how to do. I just kind of figured it out and it looked so cool, and I just did an H and an S. I really should do more surface crochet. I feel like it is so cool and easy, and it looks amazing, and there's so much you can do with it, and I feel like I haven't utilized it at all. So maybe I'll do some more surface crochet in 2024. But yeah, I did the H and the S. It was giving fine line colors. That was kind of the vibe because I just love the color palette for that album, and I also love the album. It's like definitely my favorite Harry Styles album. And I wore it with this like cute skirt and a cute feather boa, obviously, because wouldn't be going to Love on Tour without a feather boa. This was a really fun last minute project to do for a concert. I think it's cute to make something for concerts. I did plan on taking the H and the S out so that I could wear this on its own and like not be wearing something that has an H and an S, but I just haven't done that yet. I still might do it, especially now that we're getting into summer, and this is like much more of a, I know it's like chunky, but it is more of a summer knit because it's a bralette. And I was honestly fine at the concert. Like, I was chill. But yeah, I haven't really thought to wear this one this year. But I did add elastic to the inside. So you can see here, I added some elastic, and that honestly saved me. I don't know why everyone doesn't add elastic to things. I have become obsessed with adding elastic to like everything that needs it. Rather than just accepting something that doesn't fit, because knitwear, usually, I mean, it depends on the fiber that you use, but it usually doesn't have a lot of elasticity. So just add some elastic and you're good to go. I mean, most clothing has elastic in it in some places. So I just don't know why I haven't been doing this for longer. But yeah, that made this super supportive. Like before that, I would not have been able to wear this, especially to a concert, because, you know, the girls would be flying around. But because I had the elastic, everything was kind of held in place and it was a vibe. So highly recommend if you're making this pattern or something similar and you're worried about if you have, you know, if your bust is a little bit bigger and you're worried about it being not supportive, just sew some elastic in at the bottom. I literally used like random white yarn to sew this in. Like I didn't even use proper thread and it worked perfectly. So that's that. Last non-book project is a mammoth of a project, and it is my Jenny sweater that I knit for my mum. I almost forgot to include this because I was going through my closet and then I remembered that I made this and I had to go to her closet to go get it. So luckily she's not wearing it today, so I can show it to you. And it honestly, it's like matches my jumper very well. It's almost the same color. So you can just put it like this and you can see it's so much longer than everything else that I make. So I have to like this so you can see the whole thing. And that's the back. Ta-da! This was a labor of love. This took me, I want to say like 3 or 4 months to make. I definitely started it in January. My aim was to finish it by Mother's Day, which was in May, and I finished it early. So I reckon it was about 4 months. Yeah, I think I probably finished it, no, maybe 3 months, January, February, March, April. I probably finished it in April. So yeah, it took me about 3 months to make. I was working on it on and off. I worked on it quite a bit in January and then probably like took a break from it for a little bit and then was working on the book. So I feel like I was just picking this up kind of sporadically and then probably just got like, what's the word? Like the zoomies of just like wanting to finish it. So I think I finished it and I was like, wow, it's early. But I think I just didn't want to be leaving it to the last minute. I've never knit her anything as far as I can remember. Like I've never knit anything intentionally for her. Sometimes she's taken knits that I didn't want anymore. But for the most part, she finds that my knits are too cropped for her. So I wanted to make something that was more in her style and tailored specifically to her with a pattern that I knew would work out well. And yeah, this was what she chose. The Jenny sweater has this really, really pretty, I think it's called like a smock stitch or a smocking stitch. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's a smock stitch, which is like this really cool like diamond or V, however you kind of want to look at it, stitch that was really, really nice to knit. And this yarn is also really, really nice to knit. It was the Fiddlesticks Pepin yarn, 10 or 8 ply, I can't remember, but it was like a DK weight yarn. I also added some elastic to the neckline of this just because it's so big and like a bit heavy because it's just so long that I didn't want it to stretch and the neckline to get too big. So that's also been really good. You can obviously see it's kept its shape really nicely. She's worn it quite a bit. And yeah, I'm really, really, really proud of this one. It's definitely one of the biggest projects I've ever taken on, considering this was knit on 4mm needles, which is like really small for me, especially compared to everything else I'm about to show you. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself and she loves it. So this was a successful project in the end. All right, moving on to all my book samples. If you didn't already know, my book Fast and Fabulous Knits is available for pre-order. So the link will be in the description and that will take you to my website where there's a whole list of links that you can use to pre-order depending on where you live. But yeah, the book will be out in April next year in North America and it will be about 6 to 8 weeks later, so probably mid-May in the rest of the world. So if you want to support me in that way and what I've been working on for this whole year, I really appreciate it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Once again, no particular order, I'm just going in order of the pile that I have in front of me. So first up is the Lily cardigan. This is knitted using Wool and the Gang Take Care Mohair in the shade Lovely Lilac, I think it's called. I think the purple is Lovely Lilac. It's this gorgeous lace design and I love the buttons that I chose for this one. Like, they're so pretty, so cute. Yeah, this is just a really fun, nice, lightweight knit. I'm pretty sure this is like maybe 6.5mm needles that I use for this. I can't remember exactly, but something like that. One of the lighter weight patterns in the book, but still a super quick knit. It's cropped, but you can easily add length to it if you want. And yeah, it's also a really good like introduction to some basic lacework motifs that also are on the sleeves and on the back. I love this design. I think it's really, really cute and dainty, and that's all. Okay, up next is the Heartstrings vest, which is a chunky cable knit with a beautiful Celtic heart cable stitch motif in the middle. This is the Cardigan chunky merino in the colorway Flossy Pink, which is this like gorgeous pastel pink, also kind of similar to the one I'm wearing, but maybe not as light. And yeah, it's super easy. The back is just a reverse stockinette, so super basic, really quick. I think this took me a day, so this is definitely one of the quicker knits in the book. And but it's some fun, interesting cables at the front. And yeah, another super chunky is the Twist and Shout vest, also just a plain reverse stockinette back. Got this really cool cable lace cable stitch that kind of looks like a helix or like a DNA. It's like a lot of people suggesting that, but I thought Twist and Shout was like a more fun name, so went with that in the end. But yeah, it's really cool and also super quick to make, and a fun little challenge to do some cables and lacework in one pattern. Also Cardigan chunky merino, and I think this one is the shade Tangerine Dream, which is such a pretty colorway. Oh, so nice. Next up is another one of my favorites. This is the Ivy jumper. Definitely one of my most worn from the book since I've started wearing the samples. After I did the photo shoot, I've been wearing them quite a bit, and this is definitely one of the pieces I reach for more often. And it's just got this gorgeous lace stitch. I don't know why all the lace ones seem to be at the top of this pile, but yeah, this is a beautiful stitch that kind of looks like a vine, and just I use it throughout the whole thing, so it's repetitive, but I feel like it speaks for itself, honestly. You don't really need much more than this stitch when you have so much going on already. And you can just see the bottom, there's like a nice ribbing, and the sleeve is just like a bell sleeve with no ribbing on the end. This I knitted in Warm the Gang Alpacino Merino in the colorway Lime Sorbet, I think. And it is, this is one of my favorite yarns, like, period. And also one of my favorite colorways in this yarn, so I had to include it in the book, and I'm very glad that I did. Okay, this one has been a surprise favorite for me. I don't know what it is, but I've worn it so much, and I feel like I just never expected that. Like, I don't know, I don't know why, but this is the Bambi jumper. It's a top down raglan, also lace. It's got this like faux cables stitch, so it's like this braided faux cable stitch that's actually just made using lace work, so like yarn overs and decreases basically. And it's on the sleeves as well, and it's just so simple but like classy. And I think it's just because I use Malarigo Rasta, I wear it more often because it's a Rasta knit, and I just tend to reach for my Rasta knits more because they are like another level of soft. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just this colorway as well. I really love it. I just wear this all the time, and I feel like when I was making it I was a bit like, I don't really know about this one. But then once it was done, and like also I love the photos that we took for this one, I'm really happy with this one. So yeah, it's super chunky, a bit more oversized as well, a little bit on the longer side for me. Like I can't even fit it in this frame to like stand on my very tippy toes. It's definitely not like long, but it's longer than what I normally do. So yeah, it's been a nice cozy one to wear on like those colder days. The colorway is Melon, by the way. I didn't mention that before. So yeah, this is Malabrigo Rasta in the colorway Melon. Not much else to say, but a surprise favorite for me. All right, next up, this is the V Stripy vest, which was based on my V Stripy jumper patterns. It's kind of like a follow-up for that. So it's like nice and oversized, really good for layering. It's got this like rolled bottom edge and some really fun stripes and color work. Really good scrap yarn pattern if you have a bunch of leftover skeins or leftover bits and pieces lying around. You could definitely knit one of these up, because you could use like 5 colors, but you could also just use as many colors as you want and then just follow the stripe pattern. So yeah, it's really customizable, and you could do so many different color combinations and it would be totally unique. So that's what I really love about stripy knits. This one's pretty simple, very beginner friendly, and one of the first pieces that I knit for the book. I used the Wool in the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool for this, and oh my goodness, let me see if I remember all the colorway names. Okay, so this is Pink Lemonade, the pink. The orange is Paradise Peach. The purple is Lilac Powder, maybe? Something like that, yeah. Ivory White, and chalk yellow for the yellow. So okay, I actually do remember all the colorways. I actually made a matching, oh my god, I forgot to include it. Oh my goodness, I'm so lazy. I don't feel like going downstairs to go get it. But I made a matching little jumper vest thing for my dog using my leftover yarn from this sample. I'll insert a photo or video somewhere here so you can see. But I used the, I don't know if it's like the Zero to Hero dog knit or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember what it was, but it was a Wool in the Gang free pattern that I made for my dog. So we were matching, but I don't even know if we've ever even got a photo of both of us wearing our matching knits. I definitely need to make that happen. But yeah, anyway, that's another one I forgot to include. Oopsies. But yeah, that's this. This is the Miss Ziggy vest. Also a follow-up from one of my existing patterns, which was the Miss Ziggy jumper. It's got a really pretty chevron stitch, as you can see. It's a really cool texture, and I love the contrasting colors for the ribbing. I used a Cardigan merino again for this, and this was this was like purple punch or something like that. And then bubblegum, I'm pretty sure, candy shop bubblegum. I think it was bubblegum. Hopefully I'm right. I actually can't bother even checking. But yeah, this one is really not much to say. It's super simple, pretty beginner friendly as well once you kind of get the hang of the stitch pattern. And yeah, not much to say, but a goodie. This is the Zesty vest, definitely up there with one of my favorites from the book. It is a gorgeous, a little oversized boxy fit vest with a nice v-neck and this cool kind of contrasting stripe situation going on with the ribbing, and obviously the color work in the middle. I used the duplicate stitch for this little lemon, and the yarn I used was from Cowgirl Blues in the colorways. The yellow is definitely called lemon, which is fitting, but I'm pretty sure the pink is just like hot pink. So that's these two colors, and it's one of my favorite colorways I've ever used, or just like my favorite color combinations. It's just perfect for this vest, in my opinion. I just don't think you can get a more perfect color combination for a lemon vest than pink and yellow. It's giving pink lemonade. You get the point. I really, really love this pattern. And this yarn is so, so beautiful. It's their Aran weight single yarn, like their single ply Aran weight yarn. So you can kind of see it's all single ply, and it just has this gorgeous, gorgeous stitch definition. And it's actually like a wool mohair blend, which is wild because I feel like it doesn't look like mohair at all, but there's mohair in the yarn, but it's not like held separately. It's like in the actual fiber. So yeah, very, very pretty. And I'm actually hopefully going to visit Cowgirl Blues in Cape Town, because that's where their studio and store is. I managed to get this yarn because my mum was in Cape Town earlier in the year. My family lived there, so that's why I'm going. But my mum was there like earlier in the year, and she like FaceTimed me and went to the store and was like, what do you want? And I was like, that one, that one. So I didn't even know what I was going to make at that stage. I didn't even know if I was going to use it for the book or not. But then once I had this idea, I was like, well, this is like the perfect yarn to use for it. I love getting yarn without a project in mind. And then like when it comes to fruition, you're like, oh my God, it's like it was meant to be. And this is the Cassie cardigan, named after my dog Cassie, because had to do it. This is a fisherman's rib, mohair, fluffy, lightweight cardi. It's very beginner friendly. I would say the only thing about it that makes it a little bit more geared towards intermediate is that it has a double knitted button band. There's no buttons, but double knitted band all around the edge. There is going to be a YouTube tutorial linked that you can like access from the book, like with the web page in the book, and then you can access it and check out the tutorial to know how to do that. But if you don't want to do this, you could always just do like a ribbing alternative, or just leave it with no edging if you wanted. But other than that, it's very beginner friendly and basic and lightweight and cute and fun and pretty. This is also Wool in the Gang Take Care Mohair in the colorway Lime Sherbet. Lime Sorbet or Lime Sherbet. I always get confused because I know the Alpacino Merino one has a similar name, but they're definitely not the same. So one of those, the lime one, you figure it out. Next up is the Attention Deficit Jumper. Definitely one of my favorite pieces from the book. I'm actually wearing this on the cover of the book, so it's a bit special in that way. This is a really, really fun knit with lots of different stitches, as you can see. I hope You can see all the different stitches that I use throughout because ADHD. There's honestly not much more to say on that, to be honest. I used Wool and the Gang Feeling Good yarn for this one in the colorway Buttercup Yellow. One of the most beautiful colorways I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I'm thinking I'm going to add some elastic to the neckband for this because I feel like it's stretching quite a bit with wear because these sleeves are like super long and like slouchy. And I feel like it's pulling the neckline down a little bit. I don't want this to stretch, so I might add some elastic to this when I can be bothered. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. I'm pretty sure I held the yarn double for this, so it gives it that extra little thickness and makes it work up a little bit quicker. Super fun and engaging knit and a nice challenge, and it's just like really fun because the stitches, you know, change throughout so you don't get bored. So yeah, okay, we're making our way through. I think I'm about halfway through the book patterns. Okay, this is the Magnolia jumper, which I knitted also in the Cardigan Chunky Merino in the colorway Mauve Nova. Mauve Nova, that's so fun to say. And this is a follow-up from my Chunky Magnolia vest pattern, and it's got this really fun cable stitch, as you can see in the center, the front and the back. Well, this is like, it's reversible, so it doesn't really matter which way you wear it, but yeah, the front and the back, and then the sleeves is just basic stockinette. And it's like a nice wide sleeve to make it a little bit more, I don't know, classy. It was like the vibe I was going for. I feel like I achieved it. I haven't worn this one yet. Hasn't really been cold enough for chunky knits. I feel like the only chunky knit I've been wearing in the last couple of months is the Bambi jumper, but I definitely will be wearing it more next year. It works from the top down as well, so you can adjust the length to your desire. I made mine cropped because obviously, but if you don't want to make it cropped, you can easily add length as you go. So yeah. Next up is the Kaleidoscope cardigan. I've worn this one quite a lot. Actually, I was wearing this one yesterday. This is a really, really fun pattern. It's super easy. It's so beginner friendly because it's just basic stockinette with some decreases and ribbing. Like, that's honestly all it is. And I don't even do buttonholes. You literally stick the buttons just like through the gaps in the ribbing because I just didn't feel like it was necessary since it's already like so chunky. But I used 3 strands of Malabrigo Rios together. These 3 colorways here. So this is Aquamarine, this is Water Green, I think, and then this is Almond Blossom. So really, really beautiful colors, and they look so nice together. I really wanted to make a pattern where you could combine colors together to create like a really cool effect, mild effect. And my testers have used like so many different color combinations, so you can really make this pattern your own based on the colors that you choose. You could also just use scraps as well, just like worsted weight scraps that meet the gauge, and you know, use up all your scraps to create like a crazy colored piece. And yeah, I just really love this yarn as well. It's like super, super nice to knit with and to wear, and it's not like too warm but also not like cold. I'm not cold when I wear it. I feel like I wear it on kind of like those in between days. So yeah, this is a really, really cute one. This one's quite hard to like hold up properly, but this is the Sweetest Pie jumper. Also one of my absolute favorites from the book. This is a really fun, chunky, thick cable knit with like, it's using bulky weight yarn, but these cables just create this like really like thick, warm, like, I don't even know, it feels like you're getting, like it's giving you a hug, and I just really enjoy wearing this one. And I don't know, it's my first turtleneck pattern, which is also fun, and I've used like a 2x2 rib. I don't know, I really, really like this one. I use the Woolworks Chunky Merino, which is like a bulky weight yarn, 100% superwash merino in the colorway Glacier. It's like ice, but just like a little bit more saturated. We dyed the yarn together. We did that actually for all the book patterns that I used her yarn for, none of which I've shown yet. I just decided I really liked ice, but I think I wanted it to be a bit brighter and a bit like just more saturated. So that's what we did for this. So we've called it Glacier because it's just like not exactly the same as ice, but they're very, very similar. I called it the Sweetest Pie jumper because the cables kind of look like a pie crust. So that was the reason behind that. It's really hard to show this, it's also really heavy, so I'm gonna move on. Somewhere over the Raglan. Enjoy that exclusive performance. This is the Somewhere Over the Raglan jumper, as I just said. Really fun name. Someone suggested it in my YouTube comments when I was showing the book designs for the first time. I don't remember who it was, but bless, because I really, really, really love their name. This is a really simple stripy raglan, and it's got a fun rolled neckline, which I love, and it uses quite a few fun techniques all in the one pattern. So I feel like this is a really good one for just like learning new skills and doing some fun color work and whatnot. You could also definitely use scraps for this as well and have like a cool, crazy multicolored jumper if you wanted to get rid of random skeins you have lying around. I used Wool and the Gang Alpacino Merino in the colorways Cameo Rose, Lilac Punch, Bubblegum Pink, Chalk Yellow, and Pink Sherbet. I almost just nailed that off the top of my head. Pink Sherbet, I'm pretty sure is what this one's called. Like I said, this is one of my favorite yarns, and this was a way that I could just use as many colors as I could in one pattern. Super customizable as well. You can do so many different color combos and make it really like your own. So that's this one. Okay, only 4 left. We're almost there. We're so close. Okay, this is the Orla cardigan, also one of my absolute favorite from the book. This is just like my dream cable knit cardigan. That was the vision. I feel like I executed it pretty damn well, if I do say so myself. It's knitted in the Wool and the Gang Big Love Cotton yarn, which I have it right here, because I have a few leftover skeins. So that's the yarn, and it is 100% cotton, which is really cool. But it's super soft and kind of like fluffy. It's like got a wool-like feel, and it's like warm, but it's not wool. So especially if you're like vegan or you don't use wool, highly recommend this yarn. And oh, I don't even know. I could go on and on and on about this, but I've been filming for so long. So I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a classic cable cardigan. Like, you can't go wrong. So this is definitely one of my favorites, and the colorway I used is Eucalyptus Green, which is also a little bit more on the neutral side for me, which is rare, if you might have noticed in this video. Not sure if, I don't know if you could tell that I don't use neutrals. If you didn't notice that already, yeah, this is like the most neutral it's gonna get for me. So yeah. Okay, going back in time, because this was actually the first sample that I did for the book. This is the Bright Like a Diamond cardigan. So it's got a special place in my heart because it was the first one that I did. It's got this really cool diamond trellis stitch, as you can see. It's a really cool texture. And yeah, this is the one that I used, the Wool and the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool in the shade Glow Up Cream, which I used also for that Harry Styles crop top. The texture goes all the way around. I don't know how well it's picking up on camera right now because it's so bright. Hopefully you can see it. I feel like you can when I come closer. This is a really, really fun piece, and yeah, like I said, it was the first one that I designed for the book, so it's very special. And I definitely need to wear this one more. I don't know why I haven't worn it very much. I feel like it's like at the bottom of the pile and I just like forgot about it. So yeah, I'll definitely try and wear this one a little bit more next year. And second last pattern is the Color Me Stripe jumper. Also definitely up there as one of my favorites. I was debating actually putting this one on the cover, but decided not to. But yeah, I really, really love it. It's so, so fun. Oh, just these colors are so pretty. I used the Wool & Works Chunky Merino as well for this one, and we dyed all these colorways ourselves together, so they're all kind of unique colorways. But this is, I think we called this one Rose. This one I think is Burst or Starburst or something like that. I think Burst, I'm pretty sure. And then this one is Apricot, and then this is the Glacier colorway again. So yeah, it's a really fun intarsia knit, which I've done intarsia for the vertical stripes, and then just normal stripes, horizontal stripes for the sleeves. A bit of shaping around the sleeves as well, which is a bit different for me, and it's a bit more fitted, and I really love this detail as well. It's kind of like a nod to the Patch Me If You Can vest pattern that I released 2 years ago, which had this really cool way of steaming the ribbing onto the body, which I just think just adds a really cool like extra detail to it. And so I decided I'd put that in this pattern as well, just to kind of pay homage kind of to probably my first like somewhat successful pattern release, like that actually got a lot of traction. So yeah, it's like nostalgic and wholesome and cute. But yeah, I really, really, really love this pattern so much. I think it looks so cool, especially when you like put your arm out, like the stripes look vertical like all the way across. So yeah, this is definitely definitely up there with one of my favorites, and I love the photos that we got for the book, for this pattern as well. Okay, last but not least, we have made it to the end. This is the Stairway to Heaven vest. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. It's honestly, I feel like you just can't go wrong with this one. Also, this colorway is super special because I dyed this, like I said, we dyed all the yarn together, but this was the first one. And we developed the colorway from scratch, and it's like not a tonal, so there was actually a lot more involved with dyeing this. And we named it Jamie's Rose Garden, so it's named after me, which is cool. But yeah, I like wanted like a really pretty like pastel green, but I wanted to have a bit of pink in there because it's, yeah, I love pink, so kind of checks out. And it's got this really gorgeous texture that you can see, this beautiful stitch pattern. It's like a diagonal rib is what it's called, I'm pretty sure. But I called this the Stairway to Heaven vest because it reminds me of stairs, and I've always wanted to do something inspired by stairs. I just think it's like a really cool idea. So kind of worked out well with this one, and this is just such a lovely, lovely yarn. It's her Chunky Merino singles, so it's different from the Chunky Merino, which is like I think a 3-ply. It's got like 3 strands twisted. This is just a single ply, so it's a lot more stitch definition, but it's really, really like it's definitely still spun. Like it's not like a complete roving yarn, so it doesn't pill as much, and it just looks really nice and takes the dye really nicely and was so nice to knit. So definitely want to do more with this yarn in the future. Yeah, okay, yay, we've made it to the end. Oh my god, I'm gonna take a photo of my bed right now so you can see. I mean, I've got my camera in the way, but I'm gonna like do a little selfie like so you can see what I'm looking at right now. A mess, but it was worth it because we made it to the end. I just wanted to say thank you so much to anyone who has firstly just watched at the end of this video, but also who has supported my channel or my business in any way. I really, really appreciate it. I know I haven't been the most consistent with YouTube this year. It's been all over the place, obviously because of the book. I had to prioritize that during that time, but I've tried to be a bit better in the second half of the year, and I'm definitely trying to be better now that I have a camera and I've got more motivation to film. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support. If you bought my patterns while I was barely releasing any, I appreciate you. If you supported my Patreon, oh my goodness, you are literally like a gift from God, and I couldn't be more grateful. And even if you just watch my videos or watch my content on social media in any way, that also is just like, I couldn't be more grateful. And like this book deal would never have happened if it wasn't for anyone engaging with my content and whatnot. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm just really proud of this year and everything I've accomplished, and I'm really excited about next year and kind of like releasing the book in the start of the year and then like moving forward with the next projects, whatever those may be. I mean, I've got exciting things in the works already in my brain and happening behind the scenes, but I will not be that person that's like, I'm working on things behind the scenes, but you can't know about it. It's like so annoying. So anyway, I'm just really excited to see what the next year brings, and I'm hoping you'll stick around and follow along with my knitting journey. And my camera's about to die. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, click the notification bell, like this video if you enjoyed, and leave a comment letting me know which one of my knits from this year was your favorite. Okay, also I don't know how many pieces I made, so I'm going to put that on the screen now. I have no idea what it is, but I'll count and then put it on the screen. Also, happy holidays everyone, and have a great new year, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!